This is Plague Doctor coming at you again with another VRML cast here on the Breachers VRML and on VRML Network channel. I'm happy to be here with you all to see this matchup, a rare early NA matchup between Fatal 5 and Blackwater. Number 33 and 35 on the leaderboard currently. We are seeing some of these matchups that are coming from these lower level teams that are getting somewhat exciting, I would say. Overall, I've been seeing a few of these teams around. Fatal 5 has played 4 games so far, won 2, lost 2, 50% win rate, same as Blackwater. Blackwater having a pretty even win rate on Factory and Arctic, but Fatal 5 has played 7 rounds on Maul, won 100% of them. So if we see Maul during this matchup, it'll be an exciting thing to see if they can get it off, but it looks like the 2 banned maps are unfortunately going to be Maul and Ship. A surprising pick. Neither of these teams have played Ship. Maybe they're just not feeling super confident on it. Factory seems like a likely pick. Maybe Damn, but I'm not quite sure. These teams haven't played. It's rough to think about, what they're going to pick. I'm excited to see, and I want to see some utility from both of these teams. Bronze level teams. I want to see utility, want to see these teams really picking up the pace when it comes to their economy and trying to figure out different ways to get the edge over the other team, other than just trying to do gunplay, other than just trying to do, just different little strats, maybe off meta pushes. I'd love to see some good utility. And it looks like we are going to be getting into this match soon enough. I'm happy to be seeing this with you all, and I want to thank you all for coming out. It's been really fun to do these casts. Last night, I don't know if you all saw, we did see Acer versus Zero. Acer did beat Zero, but Zero claimed 5 rounds off of them, so I wouldn't count Zero out of the top spots. Maybe they're not quite there just yet, but I'm curious to see what they're going to do versus the next 9 weeks of the season. It's going to be really exciting to see how the top of the leaderboard is going to shake up. So far on the NA standings, we do have Acer, Valor, both teams pretty constantly at the top, but then we have IVI and F3 not even on the top 30 here. I believe they're at 34th and 35th right now. Meanwhile, we have some new master teams, Mist and Eternity. Congratulations to them. Regardless, it looks like we're going to be getting into our first map here on Damn. Damn is an exciting map here. There's so many ways to come in. This is such a huge map. Looking at especially the mid floor on Damn, these points are gigantic. You have so many places you can come in. You have so many hatches you can try to get in on. It's going to be really exciting to see how Blackwater is going to defend these points. We have Fatal 5 on offense, Blackwater on defense. We see a Cyclone from Toucan over on Blackwater. Meanwhile, a full Spectral stack from Fatal 5. I'm not seeing a ton of utility from Fatal 5, but that could change. Biphase isn't over. Looks like on Fatal 5 we have Speedster, Billy T12, High Vibes, 43 Cent, and Sleepy. Over on Blackwater we have Splash, Toucan, Loosey Goosey, Get Wrecked, and Red Lion. Going for, I believe, a meta push here on Damn straight towards A. Getting into the building quickly. Not a lot of utility over on Fatal 5. They only have that breaching foam. They have no drone. They have no throwables. That might come to bite them in the back if they're not careful. But I don't want to count them out just yet. Billy creeping up with that foam. Looks like we're going to get a quick push here on to the A point. We have Loosey Goosey and Red Lion trying to hold it down. While High Vibes and 43 Cent actually up on the 3rd floor trying to peek down into these points. Early Incendiary from Blackwater trying to really get into these points if they can. A great headshot there from Billy onto Red Lion. Just barely can't get the kill off. Loosey Goosey and Red Lion trying to hold these points down. Meanwhile, their team is trying to navigate around and get to them. 43 Cent very low after peeking in that top window. EMP is handed to 43 Cent. He's surprisingly not going around to plant. Maybe afraid of some utility here from Blackwater. Splash takes out High Vibes on the flank. Now just trying to get their EMP in. Speedster grabbing EMP. Splash stuck in the back hallway. Billy T12 takes out Redline, but Splash takes out 43 Cent. Sleepy pushing up with his teammate. Still watching the flank. Splash here trying to claim any kills he can as Toucan takes out Billy. Splash takes out Speedster. Now it's just Sleepy getting dove in on by Lucy, but getting taken out, and then Get Wrecked takes out Sleepy. Blackwater is going to claim the first round here on Dam. Claiming pistol round is extremely important for Blackwater here on Dam, as you really don't want to give up that early round. I'm glad for them that they got this off. We are seeing, some pretty aggressive pushes here from Fatal 5, but I think they stalled a little bit once that wall was open. A really important part of these Dam pushes, no pun intended, is that you really want to open that wall up and get your EMP pusher to come around in that hallway, as you're pushing on that mid-level. If you get this wall open, you need to have your EMP planter move around, get through any door blocker, and start planting to either bait out utility or just to figure out, if you can get in point. It's super important for teams to do that. You can't stall at that wall breach. Regardless, we do have top floor Dam here. Blackwater now getting some SMGs along with Fatal 5, trying to push in on them. Toucan seems to be going for a roam. Speedster may meet him there along with High Vibes. Can Toucan get up on the roam fast enough? High Vibes opening that door up. Toucan watching it intently. Does take out High Vibes. Splash just waiting at the door blocker. Toucan going for a cheeky nade. It goes very far. I don't think that hit anyone, unfortunately. Meanwhile, Toucan pushing down the stairs does get taken out by Billy, providing them a free SMG and bringing the numbers advantage down to equal again. Billy does have an Omen now, and it looks like Sleepy is going to be pushing in to security. Meanwhile, Speedster, 43 Cent, and Billy are all pushing in from outside, blowing the wall. Suddenly, A is opened up. Great incendiary there, and a portable static, actually, that's going to block off the push very well from Fatal 5. Going to waste some time, but as those incendiaries were debuffed, were nerfed in the last update, that made it so that they only last 10 seconds rather than 15. That's an eternity of time when it comes to a shooter game like this. Saving those incendiaries might have helped them a little bit more. Billy takes out Redline. It looks like we have Splash on the roam that gets taken out by 43 Cent. Suddenly, it is a 2v3 here. Loosey Goosey takes out Speedster. Get Wrecked trying to get a kill as well. Just can't get it off. Sleepy takes out Loosey Goosey. Get Wrecked trying to get any peek off he can. Is going to get double pushed. 43 Cent pushes in, gets taken out by Get Wrecked, but Get Wrecked is only at 4 health. Meanwhile, Sleepy's at full. Gonna have to put some work in to get it off, but it's not impossible. He doesn't have any throwables, but he does have peeker's advantage if he does peek out. Sleepy not faking, just going straight for the plant. We'll see if that works out for him. Get Wrecked does get some hits off, but Sleepy does get the plant off. It's going to be rough for Get Wrecked to get this off, as Sleepy is going to get better positioning than he could have before. Sleepy waiting outside for that defuse. Smart move. Get Wrecked. We'll see if he goes for the fake. Neither team bought a stem, I believe, so it's going to be rough for Get Wrecked to get any health back, and Sleepy gets the kill, securing the 1-1 here as Fatal 5 evens it up with Blackwater. Saw a great push there from Fatal 5. They used their numbers to their advantage very well. Opening up that point immediately allowed them to really get a great push in without Blackwater being able to muster up the numbers to push them out. And it looks like we are going to be getting a meta push here from Fatal 5 again. Sleepy, High Vibe, Speedster, Billy, and 43 Cent all formed up on this door. Hopefully they don't spread out too much. Maybe a 2-3 push could be all right, but I don't want to see these teams spread out too much. It can spread their numbers very thin. We have 2 Vezins from Fatal 5. Speedster and Sleepy both taking a Vezin, but also Get Wrecked and Redline also taking Vezins over on Blackwater, meaning the firepower and numbers are even on both teams. This could be anyone's game. I do see a good amount of utility on both sides, so I don't really have a good, a good estimation of who can win either way. A great nade there is going to take 43 Cent down to half, and Billy relatively down to half. I don't see any stims from Fatal 5, which could be their downfall, as Billy and 43 Cent can't heal up. They're both going to permanently be about at half health, unless they can loot the stim off of Splash's body. Looks like we do have these players roaming in. 43 Cent nearly up, trying to get any wallbang off they can. Splash is squarely in the point. Wall is blown into A as Splash takes out Speedster. High Vibes pushing straight in, getting taken out by Get Wrecked. Billy, seeing that nade fall down, does not push up. Get Wrecked with that Vezin, putting it to great use. 43 Cent does claim a Vezin off his teammate's body. Does not get the kill. Fatal 5's push a bit in disarray. Maybe a rotate will be called. They are on flank watch, which is a great idea. 43 Cent is just making sure they can't get flanked out as Billy looks to push in. Does get info peeked out. Does get taken out by by Splash. Now Sleepy is alone. Sleepy is holding a Vezin, but he does get play spaced out by Splash. Blackwater claims their second round of the map so far. 2-1, not an unwinnable situation for Fatal 5. They did spend a lot of their money trying to get those 2 Vezins, which unfortunately did not pay off for them. However, they can get this back. They still have a Vezin. Speedster and High Vibes both have enough money to at least get a rifle. 43 Cent could get a Vezin or Marui if he wanted to, and I think that would really benefit them here. I don't want to see them nickel and dime their way to a loss. I can't call it quite yet. EMP is in the hands of Speedster. We haven't seen Fatal 5 plant too much. I think maybe focusing on the plant a bit more would help them quite a bit. Curious what the push is going to look like from these teams. Alrighty. We do have Speedster pushing up along with 43 Cent and Billy. Not a security push, surprisingly. Hatch is blown. We have Toucan trying to get any picks off. If they do hot drop that hatch, Toucan now stuck between these 2 hatches. Wisely goes back to point. Second drone coming down. Splash ready on the pre-nade if he can get it off. Very cautious push here from Fatal 5. Waiting as long as they can to go in, waiting for any information they can get. I believe a 4-player hold. Splash trying to get some wall banks off. Wall on B is open up immediately. The smoke goes down to give them some cover. Redline throwing an incendiary on top of the smoke. A grenade unfortunately does not go to the right spot for Fatal 5. Blackwater holding these points down very well. Speedster looking to rotate around to A. Does get proxied out. High Vibes takes out Toucan. Billy, 43 Cent, and Speedster all rotating onto A, seemingly changing targets here. Billy does hold EMP. They're splitting Blackwater up, which is a great decision as Sleepy takes out Splash. Not before Splash can take out Speedster. It is a 3v4 favoring Fatal 5. If they can use their numbers well, it'll work out. It'll work wonders for their team here. Loosey Goosey rotating around to help their teammate. Billy takes out Redline. Now a 4v2. These Fatal 5 players also healed up quite a bit. Blackwater has some hard work ahead of them to get this off. Get Wrecked, trying to get any peek on any heads he can. Does get seen by 43 Cent. Suddenly it's just Loosey Goosey who gets pushed by 43 Cent on a fantastic flank watch. Trying to get any peek off he can. Does get the flick off on High Vibes. Well done to him. Now it's just Lucy who gets taken out by Billy. Blackwater Now losing a round again. Fatal 5 evens it up with them 2-2. Heading into round 5. Again, economy's evened up quite a bit. Blackwater maybe a little bit ahead in economy just because of the great work they put in on the previous rounds. But it's not unwinnable for Fatal 5. I'm glad to see that they are getting it more even. You don't want to see a stomp. At least I don't want to see a stomp. Typically, I would love to see very even gameplay. Looking at the KDs here, Splash sitting at a 3.5 KD. Congratulations to him, along with a 2.0 from Get Wrecked. Well done to all of these players. A lot of these players sitting at least a positive KD. That's what you like to see. Meanwhile, we have a full buy from Blackwater, as well as a soft buy from Fatal 5. They couldn't quite afford the full buy as High Vibes claims an Orill for his team, which is still a formidable weapon to have after the buffs. Looks like they will be... Get Wrecked is watching this for Blackwater. Splash watching it as well. A 4-person wall push as Sleepy nearly pushes in the back of B alone, but decides against it and pushes with his team. I believe they filmed the wall onto the back. They seem to have switched tactics from the first time they tried this push. Instead of going in over on A, they've switched over to B. A great nade there is going to take Speedster down a bit of health, not before Speedster can take out Splash with the headshot with the Marui. Trying to block off the push. Blackwater down on members. Fatal 5 has the numbers advantage, trying to blow the wall, switching tack again onto A. Red Lion trying to get any peek he can, throws out an incendiary, does take down... Oh, Lucy Goosey with a fantastic nade, taking out Speedster. 43 Cent looking to push in. I need them to plant this. They can't wait. Right now they have numbers advantage, they have peekers advantage. If they can just get that plant down, suddenly they'll be putting Blackwater on a timer. Blackwater has no throwables to deny this plant. They have to push forward on gunplay alone. Neither does Fatal 5, however. We might see a 3-person roam here. 3-person roam from Blackwater trying to push into the back line of Fatal 5. They need to push together. Get Wrecked takes out Sleepy. High Vibes and 43 Cent, the only people left. 43 Cent gets taken down. Now it's just High Vibes who is in the bathroom behind these players. Do they know? Toucan takes out High Vibes. And Get Wrecked will get the defuse off for his team. Blackwater, against all odds, getting that defuse off for their team. It was a great play there from Blackwater, deciding, hey, if we can't get in from our own point, why don't we just flank them out? Fatal 5 was a little too spread out to defend that. Blackwater picked off all of those players on a 3v1 universally. Congratulations to them. Now we are seeing a 3-2 lead from defense. Gonna have to put some work in on offense in order to get this off. I'm excited to see if they can. You don't want to see just a team go down quietly. We are seeing a full buy from Blackwater, as well as a soft buy again from Fatal 5. Unfortunately, going down on that last round has caused them to lose a lot of their weaponry, a lot of their utility that they normally would have been able to use regardless. They're picking up a few grenades, which I'm happy to see. I don't want to see just a full commit on weaponry, because utility, we have such a utility-centric strategy, I would say, at this time in the season. You need to use your utility to the smart advantage. You can't just leave it be and underutilize the utility, as it may be. We have Splash here on a roam, coming down the stairs, tries to get a hit off on Fatal 5, but barely can't get it off. A fantastic nade will hold them back. Splash decides to roam upstairs. Might actually get seen by High Vibes if High Vibes isn't careful. High Vibes takes out Toucan on the top stairs, and Splash takes out High Vibes, evening up the numbers. now holds the top stairs, meaning that Fatal 5 has to take him out to be able to get to the point if they're not careful. Holding the top angle. Does take out 43 Cent, now on a 2K. Heading to maybe make it a 3K if he can. Ready to hop the railing. Hops the railing. Tries to check one. And takes out Sleepy against all odds. Red Lion takes out Speedster with a 2K. Splash. Claiming the 3K. Red Lion a 2K. Finishing it out. Blackwater 4-2. Heading on to offense. Well played there from Blackwater on defense. I do want to talk about Splash with that roam was instrumental to their win, taking out one of the roamers on high vibes, taking out another as they tried to push, and the last he pushed in on against all odds. You saw them dance a little bit, you know, trying to get their gun up on each other's faces, and got that off. Congratulations to Splash for clutching that out. Looking at the scoreboard, that has bumped Splash up to a 10-3, a 3.0 KD or a 3.2 or 3. Congratulations. And putting in the work for his team. Fatal 5 has some catching up to do. I want to see them do it, but I don't know if they can. Blackwater's had some pretty good rounds on defense to get them ahead onto offense. A stark lack of utility over on Blackwater, only a frag and a breaching foam. Speedster throwing down an incendiary does destroy himself, but takes down Toucan, evening up the body trade and also blocking off the immediate push from Blackwater, allowing his teams to get position. Another incendiary coming out, unfortunately not landing where Fatal 5 wants it to. However, it does prevent the push again from Blackwater, preventing them from pushing where they want. Now they're pushing around directly onto high vibes, I believe. If he's not careful, quickly rotating back to point. Actually to the stairs, trying to get the flank off still. Wall is opened up. Loosey Goosey almost going down to the wall blow there. 4v4. Health advantage squarely belongs in Fatal 5's camp. They just need to get some good kills off. Loosey Goosey with the Iron Sight Spectral. Not something you see every day. Trying to push in on A, I believe. Bit spread out. They need to commit to a point. Now Blackwater still down on health, unfortunately. But they did take Billy and High Vibes down to sub 20. Meaning they're one shot to anything. High Vibes takes out Get Wrecked and survives on such low health. Congratulations to him. Loosey Goosey maybe on the pursuit. Barely can't get it off. Red Lion trying to push in. Splash takes out Billy. Now a 3v3. Splash and Loosey Goosey are on one-hit territory. Sleepy is inside the point. 43 Cent also holding it down with that Cyclone. Blackwater, not quite sure where they want to peek in. Not sure if they can. High Vibes still on flank. Blackwater's a bit worried about that flanker. You can see that in the way they keep checking it. You know, good job to them for checking it, but I think at this point they need to focus on pushing in on his teammates. Red Lion is at full. They will need to push in eventually. And Loosey Goosey gets taken out by 43 Cent. 43 Cent and Sleepy trying to hold the points on their own. Now EMP is going down. Splash takes out High Vibes as he tries to push in. EMP is down. Blackwater calling a great rotate for their team. 43 Cent trying to push in from behind. Sleepy is up top. They are going to hear that rotate. We'll see if he can get the kill off here. Does take out Red Lion. Gets flanked by Splash. Splash only at 9 health. 43 Cent pushing in. Can hear him, knows somewhat where he is, but they don't know exactly. It's going to be a matter of who gets the shot off first. Ring around the rosy, and 43 Cent turns his back. He knew that Splash was up there, but he decides to turn his back rather than just pursuing, and that claimed Blackwater their 5th round. That's gotta hurt for Fatal 5. They had a great defense round that unfortunately was just cut off. That is unfortunate. Tried to push around, tried to get the flank off, just barely couldn't get it off. You hate to see it for some teams, but congratulations to Blackwater. 5 rounds here, 3 rounds up over Fatal 5, trying to finish out Dam and get to the second map as quick as they can. Speedster, Billy, and High Vibes holding down an Omen as well as Sleepy. Meanwhile, over on Blackwater, we have 2 Vipers and then Spectrals. Blackwater soft saving, trying to go for rifles next round, it seems. Fatal 5 needs to change up their strategy a little bit. I feel using more defensive utility would help them a lot, but also throwables. A stark lack of throwables has really been hurting them in some of these rounds. I want to see a good amount of throwables being used. Blackwater, meta push straight in. Fatal 5 giving up a ton of ground. Not having anyone in this hallway, not having any gadgets. Blackwater is free to push in as much as they want with no contest. Wall is already foamed. 20 seconds in. Splash pushing up here, trying to throw a nade in. Is going to get the nade all the way in the back. Splash trying to get a peek in. Speedster takes out Splash, barely getting away with his life. Loosey Goosey trying to shoot out the static, just barely can't get it off. Same with Toucan. They're stuck outside the point right now as the static is just well placed enough. Speedster takes out Get Wrecked, still behind the box. Loosey Goosey trying to get any pick he can. Billy waiting to take out anyone who tries to push straight in. Toucan ready on the wall breach. Looks like we do have a flank from one of these players. Just barely can't get the kill off. High Vibes trying to peek in. Speedster still behind the box just in case anyone tries coming down the stairs. Sleepy takes out Toucan. Suddenly a 2v5. The potential for a flawless from Fatal 5 if they can just preserve their lives. Redline does go down to Billy. Now it is just up to Loosey Goosey. Heading to grab EMP. Billy gets taken down. High Vibes takes down Loosey Goosey, preventing the flawless from Fatal 5, but giving Fatal 5 their 3rd round on this map. Flawless is, of course, one of the new tags from Triangle Factory. If everyone on your team is still alive when you win the round, you get Flawless. There's also a couple others that you may see throughout this match. I believe we saw Clutch as well, which was having a majority of players getting killed by one person. That will win you the round, I believe. Could be slightly off on that, but I believe that is the gist of it. We do have Blackwater pushing in over by security, going up to the roof. Looks like they'll be hitting the hatch. I want to see a lot more utility from Fatal 5. I've been talking about this quite a bit. We've been seeing gunplay from them. We've been seeing a few incendiaries, but I want to see a frag grenade or a smoke being used to get portable cover. Something that can show us just some good utility play. Gunplay is not enough, frankly, in this meta. Blackwater on offense looks to push in. Losing that round has to hurt. However, doesn't hurt their economy too much. They are sitting on 2 Vezins and 3 SMGs. Meanwhile, on Fatal 5, a single Vezin and the rest of them are SMGs. They're looking to get a quick push onto A. Can they get in fast enough? Sleepy does have the Vezin, so he is going to be able to hold this down. Most likely the best. Speedster and Billy both sitting on this point. Door blocker is about to go down. Sleepy nearly gets taken down by the person from door blocker. A quick push from Blackwater is going to be blocked off by a static and incendiary combo. Loosey Goosey ready with the frag. Does not, unfortunately, go the way they planned as High Vibe takes out Toucan. Another nade going astray. Blackwater stuck here on their push. They have to get past an open wall breach. Splash tries to push up, barely does get past, losing half his health bar as he does. Loosey Goosey playing up anything he can, trying to get any headshots. Blackwater, their push is a bit stalled as they try to get this off. They need to get some movement going if they can. EMP is being held by Red Lion, who is looking to flank. 43 Cent takes out Splash. High Vibes takes out Loosey Goosey. Red Lion is flanking High Vibes. We'll see if they get a bit of an encounter here as Get Wrecked takes out Billy. Red Lion pushing up, does not get anything off. Get Wrecked Solo pushing onto A, does get the kill. Now his teammate is on the other side of the building. Get wrecked. Still a bit blocked off. Does get pushed out on by 43%. Gets a fantastic kill. Redline takes out High Vibe. Suddenly a 2v2. Blackwater turning this around into their direction as Redline looks to push up into B point. Well, the rest of these players are none the wiser. Redline needs to get a move on if he can. 20 seconds left on the clock as Get Wrecked rotates around to his teammate. If Redline can get into the point quickly, he can get this plant off, but already Speedster has rotated in. EMP needs to go down as quick as it can. Speedster does get seen, gets taken out by Get Wrecked. Now it's just Sleepy with that Vezin. If I'm Sleepy at this point, I would probably take those stims and save. But he is a braver player than I, taking 2 stims and a Vezin, pushing forward, has his gun down, now brings it up. I bring my gun up, have my gun up the whole time. You don't know where these Blackwater players are. Stop bringing your gun down! Sleepy pushing forward, does get some sound cues, brings his gun down, and gets killed by Red Lion. Unfortunately, giving up 2 stims and a Vezin to that other team. It's gotta hurt for Fatal 5 as Blackwater takes their 6th round again. If I'm Fatal 5 there, I have a Vezin, I have 2 stims, and I don't have enough money to get a rifle next round. I'm shooting myself in the foot by not saving. But like I said, braver player than I, decided to try to push in, and unfortunately it didn't work out. We do, unfortunately, see Fatal 5 now down 3. They do need 3 rounds in a row, which is not unheard of, but it's a tough, tough situation for any team to get. I'm excited to see if they can. Sleepy now on an Omen, down from the Vezin he had last time. Meanwhile, a full buy from the rest of his team, as well as a very comfortable full buy over on Blackwater. If they lose this round, they'll be down on economy quite a bit. They're going into this extremely confidently. We'll see if it pays off. Looks like a full push from Blackwater. Toucan with EMP, confidently pushing straight in the door, not even checking with the drone. That is one thing, we haven't seen any drones from Blackwater so far, I believe. Maybe we saw one from Fatal 5, but I haven't really seen one from Blackwater. Wasting out some utility. Toucan with EMP ready to push in. Splash already in the point as 43 Cent does get seen. Splash takes out 43 Cent, pushes back. Toucan with EMP pushes straight up instead of planting. Splash takes out Sleepy. Now a 2v5 favoring Blackwater. Fatal 5, you're trying to push up. Red Lion takes out High Vibes. Now it's just Billy in B point. Does take out Splash with a fantastic headshot, preventing the flawless. But now Billy he faces having to get an ace, frankly. He does take down Splash just to take down 4 of the players, the rest of the team, and get EMP diffused. It's a tough situation to be in. Takes out Toucan, somewhat low on health, but does get a stim off, and Get Wrecked takes down Billy, giving Blackwater the win. Congratulations to Blackwater for getting that off. Blackwater are our champions on this map. We'll see you all after a short ad break, and we'll see you when we are back in.
Prepare to
Only
start.
Baron left alive. Where is Baron? In the spawn. Can somebody
Go.
Spud in the bottom going absolutely crazy, getting the 2K.
Match point.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Breachers VRML Season 3 on the VRML Network channel. We are back with Blackwater versus Fatal 5. It was an exciting first map on Dam. We did see Blackwater winning that out 7-3. Fatal 5 put up a great fight, but just barely couldn't get that off. It's gotta hurt, but we're going into a clean slate on second map. And maybe onto a third if Fatal 5 can clutch this up. Both teams put up a great fight. We did see some standouts. Splash getting some great roams off, and that three-person roam from Blackwater that won them one of the rounds on their defense. An exemplary push from them. Good to see some teams experimenting sometimes with these pushes. Now, getting towards the second map, I'm curious what the second map is going to be. I did guess maybe Factory would be good for either team, something like that. We know that Mall is banned. We know that Ship is banned. So it looks like we are going to be going into Arctic for our second map. Both teams have had some interesting experiences on Arctic, I believe. So we'll see what team comes out on top. We have Toucan, Loosey Goosey, Get Wrecked, Redline, and a new person for Blackwater, Nocturnal, for this matchup. Meanwhile, we have the same lineup over on Blackwater. Splash actually getting subbed out on Blackwater may be interesting. I was singing his praises a little bit. We'll see if Nocturnal can live up to that standard. We have a good amount of defensive utility. We do a good amount of defensive utility from Blackwater, trying to hold these players outside of the point. Meanwhile, Fatal 5 have a drone and not much else. I really want to see more grenades. I was talking with Bob about this last night and the match before that. I'm seeing just a really unfortunate lack of utility from some of these teams. I want to see some great smokes, some great incendiaries, and grenades. We see that from some of the top teams, but not necessarily. It is nice to see Fatal 5 are droning out Arctic. They have a split push here, actually, with Speedster and Sleepy both on A side, and a drone from these three players on the other side. 43 Cent with High Vibes and Billy. Get Wrecked is alone on this back hallway. He could get double pushed if he's not careful. High Vibes and Billy looking to push in. Get Wrecked decides to go back into point. Probably a good idea. Split push here, a risky move for Fatal 5. It can work out if Blackwater doesn't have good enough positioning. However, it's a risky play. You need to be able to get refrags. You need to be able to have some great play with your team. And if you can't be there to support each other, it's not going to work out well. Speedster pushing up with his teammate Nocturnal here, watching Red Room with his team. Speedster pushing up with Sleepy. They're not sure when they want to push in. There's no door blocker. There's no proximity. Redline is alone on A, probably deciding if he wants to go help his team or not. We'll see if Speedster and Sleepy decide to push in. The time is now. 43 Cent also pushing around. Billy does take some damage from Blackwater. Redline is about to get pushed down on. He has no idea as Sleepy and Speedster push in. Redline, Sleepy needs to watch that corner. Sleepy needs to watch that corner. They didn't check it out. Suddenly, Redline takes down Sleepy. Nocturnal takes down Speedster. Lucy takes out 43 Cent. Suddenly, it's just High Vibes and Billy both outside of the building trying to push in. That shows you the importance of checking your corners. Fatal 5 just went in and decided to plant. They didn't check if anyone was inside the point, and that was their downfall. Point's not over yet, though. Fatal 5 still has a chance to get this off. just need to get that EMP down. Nocturnal takes down Billy. High Vibes gets taken out by Nocturnal as well. I believe that might have been a 3K. That was a 3K from Nocturnal for the first round of map 2. Well done for them on the start. Again, Fatal 5 did not clear that point out. That hurts to see. You need to check if anyone's in the point. You can't just go in and try to plant. There's no one there to watch your flank. You need to check if there's anyone there, even if you throw a bit of utility back there to push them out, even if you throw your breaching foam back there to flush them out because they think it's a grenade. It's so important to clear out these points, and it hurts that Fatal 5 didn't. Maybe they'll learn from that mistake, however, on this round. Trying to get in. We do have an interesting scoreboard glitch here, as we have Nocturnal on both sides somehow. Sorry about that, but it is fine on Breacher. It's just interesting with the scoreboard. Regardless, getting into it, we have another 2-3 push. When I say 2-3, 3 people in one place, 2 people in another, trying to push together. Speedster peeking in through this external window. Get Wrecked ready with that Omen in case he tries to push in. Speedster is in. Toucan and Get Wrecked waiting to meet him. High Vibes pushing in with Billy onto Kitchen, trying to get a quick push onto A. Sleepy up on Hatch with Toucan ready and waiting on that door. Toucan now in green hallway, pushing up towards Kitchen, takes out Billy. Get Wrecked pushing up into the hallway, now in gym. Is going to see Speedster, is going to see 43 Cent. High Vibes takes out Toucan. High Vibes in green hallway, trying to get anything he can. Speedster gets taken out by Get Wrecked, as Get Wrecked is now stuck in gym. These players know he's in there. He can't, in fact, leave. Seems like Fatal 5 might be... Yep, they're double pushing him here. Get Wrecked nearly has EMP. Sleepy ready to push in if he can. Get Wrecked playing this extremely well, not getting overly aggressive, waiting for someone to come in to him. High Vibes pushing in. Get Wrecked not even getting a shot off as High Vibes play spaces in, plays that extremely well. Double static down on this point. Suddenly, Fatal 5 has the wall open. Loosey Goosey, Redline, and Nocturnal trying to hold this point down on their own. 43 Cent pushing up outside the door. Static still up. They have not shot it out. Static does go down. 43 Cent looking to push up if he can. Unfortunately, does not get a hit off as Redline takes out High Vibes, not before High Vibes takes out Loosey Goosey. 2v2, health advantage lies squarely in Blackwater's camp. Unfortunately, Fatal 5's health does not even add up to a full player. Oh no, but Redline turns his back, trying to push back deeper into the point, now just leaving Nocturnal, his teammate. Get this off. Incendiary going down, will take out Sleepy, but not before he gets the EMP down. And 43 Cent finishes it off with a fantastic kill onto Nocturnal. Now, Fatal 5 claims their first round on this map. Congratulations to them. This did happen last time on the previous map. Let's see if Fatal 5 can break the cycle and keep gaining rounds from here. If they can get a snowball going, they can really claim this for themselves. We see them attempting to do so by getting 2 Orils and 3 SMGs, maybe. Yeah, 3 SMGs. Meanwhile, on Blackwater, they're trying to hold them off as long as they can. 2 Vezins, 3 SMGs, trying to use all the economy they can to prevent this clutch from Fatal 5. They have a good bit of income because of winning pistol rounds, so they were able to somewhat save on that last round. We'll see if they can get it off. Going to try to push in. Maybe a meta push here, actually. Sleepy, 43, and Billy on the off meta on A. Back door hatch blow here on A will draw over 4 of these players. Grenade goes in, 43 Cent throwing an incendiary into the back. Nocturnal on the left does get taken out by 43 Cent. A quick push from Fatal 5. Sleepy heads to plant immediately. No one checked his back room. Luckily, none of those Blackwater players were in there. Hot drop actually working on the hatch. 1 in 10 there. Get wrecked, taking out Billy. Now it is a 3v2 favoring Fatal 5. High Vibes setting up into this museum room, about to take out Lucy if Lucy's not careful. Lucy did check his corner, but barely couldn't get it off. If I'm get wrecked here, I am saving. And it looks like that seems to be the plan. Moving into the back room, but can't let his guard down yet, just in case he is pursued by one of these Fatal 5 players. If I'm holding a Vezin, I have 25. I'm saving exactly what he's doing. He may be getting hunted by High Vibes. High Vibes does not check the back room. Blackwater will lose the round. However, they do retain a Vezin. Very important for them to do so. Looking at the scoreboard, Nocturnal sitting at 4-2, a 2.0 KD. Well done for his team. Meanwhile, a 3.0 KD from High Vibes. 6 kills, 2 deaths, exemplary for this early in the game. 2 Vezins, 3 SMGs, again from Blackwater. They did not get that round off. Fatal 5 got the round off, so they're able to go into this with a full buy. I have to say, a bit of an ambitious full buy from Fatal 5. If I were them, I might buy down a little, get a support player to get an SMG or a lower tier rifle and get some utility. We need some throwables, and it seems like that's what they've done. We have a Viper coming out from Billy instead of a Vezin, able to instead afford a good amount of grenades, a drone, a stim, which will help a lot in the end. Looks like we have a off meta here from Fatal 5. They're pushing straight in towards A. They're favoring these hot pushes, pushing straight in on a point through a wall. It's been working out for them so far. Will Blackwater catch them in the act? Wall is foamed now. Loosey Goosey and Nocturnal alone in the point. Loosey Goosey taking down Speedster. Nocturnal taking out 43 Cent as Billy takes down Nocturnal. Billy is stuck in the shower, going for mid-round drone. Sleepy pushing in with that EMP, trying to plant anywhere he can. Get wrecked pushing in on the back line. Most likely will take out the planter. Does not take out Sleepy, as High Vibes takes out his own teammate trying to take out that player. Billy takes out Toucan. Now it's just get wrecked. Sleepy did get the plant off, but High Vibes unfortunately got the TK there. Now it's just get wrecked. He needs to push in anyway he can. Is going to get pushed in on the back line, but Billy gets the kill before High Vibes can push in from behind. Fatal 5 claims their 3rd round in a row so far on Arctic. This might be their map. They also have a pretty dominant economy right now. They could all afford rifles and more if they really wanted to. High Vibes claimed 2 stims. That's an extra $900 they can save overall. Meanwhile, Blackwater having to do a bit of a patchwork save. 3 Vezins, 2 Vipers, rather than going into this with maybe a full SMG buy to be able to afford some utility or anything else. I think if I'm them in this case, I might save a little and try to go into the next round really strong, but they don't want to be locked out of the first half. You don't want that lockout to happen. It's very hard to get back because it makes it so you can make less mistakes on the second half. Fatal 5 may be going for another split push like they have been in the past. However, they do have EMP alone on the other side as Billy looks to push in alone. Get wrecked and Nocturnal both setting up some traps. A prox, a static, 2 trips, and a door blocker on this meta push. No roamer. They've decided against having any roamers. Now, Fatal 5 pushing in. No split push. 5-person push in. Sleepy checking upstairs just in case there's anyone on the roam. Get Wrecked waiting outside. Ready with his Vezin to push in. Does not get flashed. A nade coming in. Does not take anyone down. Speedster ready to plant. Does have EMP. Get Wrecked pushing up. Doesn't... Who is guarding the planter? Get Wrecked taking down Speedster for free. There's no one watching the planter's back. And now Get Wrecked in the corner gets taken out by High Vibes, but not before Toucan takes out 42%. High Vibes takes out Toucan as well. Billy in Red Room, now pushing in, tries to take out Lucy Goosey, does take out Lucy Goosey. Now it's just Redline getting pushed from two directions, gets taken out, but who was watching the planter's back? Oh, it's so important for the people on the wall breach to watch Speedster's back there. If they hadn't been more careful, they could have lost the EMP. If there was any incendiaries going down, if there was anything like that, it would have been over for them. Luckily, that did not come to occur. But that just has to sting. Poor Fatal 5. Luckily they got that off, but it's almost like a premonition, right? Where they maybe felt it flash before their eyes when they lost that player on EP. I definitely would have been saying something to my teammates where they weren't guarding me. You need someone to watch your back. Now it is switch round. Blackwater has been blocked out of getting the tie into switch round, which means Fatal 5 will guaranteed be ahead. Heading into switch, they buy everything they can. A full buy from Fatal 5. However, a non-full buy from Blackwater. Redline opting to go for a Spectral upstairs. Might be a bit of a misplay as Blackwater is just pushing straight in over by B. 5-stack heading towards the back wall immediately. There is no one on this point. Blackwater has no one on the B point. Nocturnal rotating in through connector, but if Fatal 5 can notice that there's no one on point, they can just push straight in and plant. And suddenly, Blackwater will have to reclaim this point. Speedster is on a lean peak, does take out Toucan, nearly gets taken out by Lucy, but barely doesn't. Trying to flash, does not get it down. EMP goes down. Looks like Fatal 5 has noticed. That point was just empty. Speedster trying to take down a player. Redline takes down High Vibes. Redline pushing up from the back, gets taken down by Sleepy. Now a 2v3. Lucy Goosey takes out Sleepy. Suddenly, Blackwater has turned this around. Nocturnal does get taken out by Billy. Billy clutching it up, getting the 3K to end this first half. Well done to him. Throwing that incendiary prevented the defuse, and he was able to take down the other two with his rifle. Congratulations to Billy for that clutch. That is what you like to see from some of these teams. Now, Fatal 5 set up very, very well for this second half. 5-1. Blackwater needs to put in some serious work to get this off. It's almost a reverse of last time. Maybe Blackwater just does very well on Dam and just does not have their game up on Arctic, or vice versa for Fatal 5. Maybe they just have a really good set of gameplays here on Arctic that just really got them the rounds. Well done. Now we have a meta push here from Blackwater. I think they're trying to collect their thoughts a little bit. Who wouldn't be? They do have a drone from Redline ready to go in. He will be droning in on this back hallway. Oh, but the information denial there. The information denial from High Vibes will come in clutch for his team. Now Blackwater has to go in blind on this back hallway on the meta push. As High Vibes tries to capitalize off of that, pushing up, but does not find anyone. Blackwater can choose wherever they want to come in. High Vibes in Red Room gets taken out by Toucan with that Cyclone. Now, numbers are actually in Blackwater's advantage rather than Fatal 5. Fatal 5 just couldn't get the pick off. Blackwater opting to rotate towards A. May work in their favor, actually, as it looks like Fatal 5 actually has no one in A. Toucan, Get Wrecked, Loosey Goosey, and Red Lion all pushing in on A. They have EMP. They could get this plant off. Toucan does see someone in the vent. Speedster and 43 Cent now realizing they need to move over to the other side. But Blackwater has succeeded in splitting up these players, which is most likely what they want to do. Speedster trying to peek out, does get taken out by Red Lion. Gets some good hits on him, though. Billy and 43 Cent trying to hold this down. Billy takes out Toucan. Suddenly, numbers aren't looking as good as they were for Blackwater, especially their health situation. Red Lion's at 4 health. Meanwhile, mostly Fatal 5 players are full health as Nocturnal takes out Sleepy, making me eat my words, as one of them's now down to 0. 43 Cent and Billy holding down this A point. Thinking about rotating through the wall. Billy takes out Get Wrecked, but now he's very low as Nocturnal takes out Billy. 43 Cent does take down Red Lion, might get refragged. Now getting pushed in from behind by Loosey Goosey, and gets taken out by a play space from Loosey Goosey. Blackwater claiming their second round of the map. We might see a comeback. We might see a comeback like we did on first map from Fatal 5, maybe reversing what happened last time. Might be interesting to see. We do see 2 cloaks from Blackwater. Since the debuff, since the nerf, I haven't been as much of a fan of the cloaks. Even before the nerf, I wasn't a huge fan of cloaks. But after the nerf, they stop working after you shoot your first shot. It's really rough to have 2 cloaks. I think 1 cloak is fine to get some positioning for one of your players with a rifle or something else, but 2 cloaks seems like just a really unfortunate investment for the team. You want to see maybe some better utility. I want to see another stim maybe instead of a cloak, or a throwable bit of utility. Right now they have 2 cloaks, 2 breaching foams, and a stim, but no grenades, no no frag, no smoke, no incendiary. They have nothing to retaliate with. Meanwhile, over on Fatal 5, 2 frags, 2 incendiaries, and a stim set up very well to deny the plant. I'm curious what the play is here for Blackwater. All crouching downstairs, Nocturnal coming up as well. Blackwater is going to waste a lot of their time coming up the stairs. 43 Cent does not hear anything unless Blackwater will start running. Maybe they're trying to confuse Fatal 5, trying to make it so that they don't know where Blackwater is coming from. If they're trying to, it might be working, as we see one of these Fatal 5 players actually AFK, not hearing anything. Loosey Goosey checking for the flank upstairs. I might not have the person with EMP check for the flank alone, but that's just me. Loosey Goosey seeing there's no flank. 43 Cent does have an encounter with Red Lion, taking him out, pushing in. Toucan takes out 43 Cent. Suddenly Blackwater is on a timer for this push. Fatal 5 gets set up to retaliate. They're ready on the blind fire. Get Wrecked tries to push, take out anyone he can. Lucy does hold EMP, might be heading to plant a flank here from High Vibe. Does get taken out by Loosey Goosey again with EMP. Having the EMP person push alone is just a rough prospect. They're rotating around towards B. Sleepy pushing just in case. Loosey Goosey needs to get in and plant. They need to blow this wall and get Loosey Goosey in. Pushing around to the back. He does have a cloak. Blackwater needs to decide what they're going to do. They've run their clock down to 30 seconds. They take at least 5 to plant, and now Speedster takes out Toucan, dropping the numbers to 3-3. Loosey Goosey needs to plant here. 20 seconds on the clock. Not a lot to work with. Get Wrecked takes out Speedster, bringing the numbers back down. Get Wrecked ready on the flank watch. Might get pushed in on here by Billy. Billy checks his corner very well. Now it's just Sleepy and Billy trying to hold this down. Lucy does get some hits off on Billy, but does get taken down. Now it is just Nocturnal on the stairs, and I believe Fatal 5 knows he's on the stairs. Nocturnal needs to push this. Does take out Billy. Oh! Billy gets the last second defuse. Billy got that defuse just in time. Nocturnal hesitated just a little too much. And we do see another one of those new tags from Triangle Factory, Thrifty, which is when you win a round when the other team spent a good percentage of money more than you on their guns and util. Now, Blackwater, their back is against the wall. They got a good push, but I think they were just a little too undecided on their push. They tried to push in. They thought about where they wanted to go a little too long. They left themselves only 30 seconds. They got the plant down, but then they were a bit too spread out. Nocturnal was the last one alive, and he waited too long to push up. Vibe putting a trip down, a bit of a cheeky trip in front of this window. See if it works out. Also putting another trip down in front of the other. All of Blackwater formed up on this wall, except for Toucan with EMP. Blackwater seems to be a fan of having the EMP holder off alone. Seems a bit rough. If he gets taken down, then that's it for them. They have to go get the EMP. But maybe it's a strat I'm just not aware of. Blackwater all seemingly waiting to push in on Kitchen. High Vibes actually reclaiming his trips, which is... Oh, he's going to get swung in on here. He took those trips down just a little too soon. That's gotta hurt. Oh, but... Oh, never mind. They didn't go off. That's gotta hurt for High Vibes. He took down those trips, and then they swung in. The timing is so unfortunate there for High Vibes, but it does happen. B wall is blown, but not Garage. Speedster ready with a nade. Tries to hide it before the drone sees it. Toucan pushing straight in. Peeks instead of planting. EMP nearly goes down. Yeah, heals up. Loosey Goosey takes out Speedster with a nade. Loosey Goosey ready to plant. Toucan deciding against it, looking to push in. Billy trying to hold this down alone with a grenade. Sleepy takes out Toucan. Again, Blackwater's hesitating a bit on this plant. It doesn't help. Get Wrecked takes out 43 Cent. Blackwater needs to get this plant down. They have EMP. Loosey Goosey is hesitating a lot, trying to get in. They're ready to push in if they can. Billy trying to hold this down with Sleepy. Sleepy very far in the back of the point. Billy trying to hold this down alone as Sleepy pushes up. Blackwater does get the plant down with 50 seconds left. Now on a 2-2. EMP is down, meaning Blackwater has, Fatal 5 has 45 seconds to get this round off, or they allow Blackwater to claim this round. It's going to be tough for Blackwater to get this, for Fatal 5 to get this off, because they need to push down 4 players. Red Lion taking down Billy. Billy unfortunately missing his head by just a little, and Nocturnal pushing in, taking out Sleepy. Now Blackwater claims their 3rd round and also claims some rifles. It's going to save them a good bit of money, as Loosey Goosey and Nocturnal can both claim Pheasants. Now it's going to be interesting. I believe Blackwater's going into this with a full buy. Like they are going into this with a full buy. It's gonna be rough for Fatal 5 to get this off. They do have the advantage of being up quite a few rounds. They only need to make they need to make three big mistakes to let Blackwater get to OT. Meanwhile, Blackwater needs to make 1. However, Blackwater set up very well, economy wise and utility wise. They can get this off as long as they play their round smart. Fatal 5, I feel, needs to save a little bit, claim a save round, and try to go into this with rifles, with utility on the next round, rather than nickel and diming their way to OT. Right now, if they lose the next round, they're not going to be able to get rifles either. It just seems like a misplay to use all of your money on all of these rounds, rather than realizing you're ahead and you can afford to wait. Loosey Goosey droning in for Blackwater pretty confidently, checking straight into the back. They don't see any proxes. They do see a static or two. One of these Fatal 5 players trying to push out and take down the drone. They barely can't get it off. We do see 2 cloaks from Blackwater. Nocturnal nearly getting wall banged out. That would have been a rough death for Blackwater. And a great pickup for Fatal 5, but they just couldn't get it off. Wall is now foamed for Blackwater. If Blackwater wants to get in there and plant, they need to watch Loosey Goosey's back. They can't give it up for free like they did last time. Or like Fatal 5 did, apologies. Nade goes in, does not take out 43 Cent. 43 Cent trying to line fire around the box. Get Wrecked takes out Speedster. Red Lion trying to take out the player behind the box. 43 Cent extremely low now. They know where he is. And Red Lion takes down 43 Cent. Toucan takes out himself by accidentally shooting his teammate. Now it's just 2 of these Fatal 5 players against 4 of these Blackwater players. Blackwater still hasn't planted. Now they are just getting the plant down. Sleepy seemingly not very happy as plant goes down. Billy trying to get this off, is stuck behind the box, gets taken down by Get Wrecked. Now it's just Sleepy having to take down 3 Blackwater players, all with Pheasants, 2 of them with Stims, 2 of them with Cloaks. It's a rough situation. Blackwater deciding to save their utility works out very well for them as Nocturnal takes out Sleepy. Blackwater now has 4 rounds, only 2 more needed to get to OT. This is definitely doable for Blackwater. And you can see what I was talking about earlier over on Fatal 5. They full bought that last round. No, none of them can afford a Vezin or a Marui. They're being held back by the buy they did last time. And again, they're going down a ton of money to try to get this off. And it's leaving a ton of room to breathe for Blackwater. Blackwater still has 3 Vezins. They have 2 Vipers. And if they wanted to, Get Wrecked and Redline could buy Vezins for their teammates to get this off. But it seems like they're opting to save. Personally, I would buy a Vezin or some utility for my teammates so that I don't go over the money limit. I believe Red Lion and Get Wrecked are both going to hit that 7,500 limit and run out of room to save. Fatal 5 trying to hold these points down. Maybe their confidence a little bit shaken. They had some great first rounds, but now they're down quite a few. Looks like a hatch push. I don't know, man. I'm going to take issue with this. Blackwater going for a hatch push on Fatal 5. They're very, very lucky that Fatal 5 did not have someone watching this hatch, and also that no one is on A point. Why? There's only 43 Cent on A point. Hatch is foamed. Blackwater checking everything they can. They're just going to hot drop it. Loosey Goosey has EMP. Hatch is about to be foamed. We do have Sleepy rotating in. He will most likely hear this hatch be foamed. Hatch is foamed and blown. Drop in. Toucan takes out Sleepy. Redline takes out 43 Cent, but gets taken out by 43 Cents. Incendiary Nocturnal takes out himself by trying to shoot a teammate, and Get Wrecked takes out Billy. High Vibes getting taken out by Get Wrecked. Get Wrecked getting taken out by Speedster. Speedster pushing up, trying to claim another kill. Loosey Goosey checks the wrong way. Now it's just Speedster. And Speedster takes out Toucan. Ah, that hot drop. That hot drop for Blackwater. Like I said, it just didn't work out. Oh. Oh, that's gotta hurt for Blackwater, losing the second map. Now they're going to be going to third. They had a really dominant first map, but they just barely can't get it off. Congratulations to these teams for playing so well, especially for Fatal 5 for not getting discouraged. Regardless, we are going to we're going to see you again after a short ad break to go into map 3, which I'm sure is going to be extremely exciting.
Prepare to
Only
start.
Baron left alive. Where is Baron? In the spawn. Can somebody
Go.
Spud in the bottom going absolutely crazy, getting the two-way.
Match point.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Breachers VRML, hosted on the VRML network channel. I am Plague Doctor. We just got off an exciting matchup from Fatal 5 and Blackwater on Arctic. It's going to be exciting to see what the next map is going to be. We saw some good utility on both sides. I was happy to see great utility. You know, it's never great when we just have no utility, or we see utility used in boring ways, right? You just see smoke, or you see an incendiary used within the first 10 seconds that goes away. We have very util heavy, util dump heavy meta sometimes in these plays. So I'm happy to see some teams using utility to way they need. Looks like one of these teams is going to be calling in a league sub. Blackwater calling in Splash for their team again. Maybe a frequent flyer league sub on their team. I'm curious to see what the next map is going to be. I'm excited. If I had to guess for the next map, if I was forced to guess, I would maybe say Factory. Factory seems like a strong map. You know, from the matchups, neither team really has dominance over Factory. We did see on Arctic was not a strong map for either team, which makes sense. Maul was unfortunately banned. We did see that Ship was banned. We didn't see that from either team, bit of an odd ban. But it looks like we may be seeing... If we saw Hideout, that would be interesting, because Hideout was neither of these teams' strong map. Both teams losing 46% or 30%, depending on which team you're talking about. It's not a strong map for either of them, so we'll see if maybe they can get it off if we do play it. Regardless, well done to these players trying to get this off. We do see actually Splash not coming in for them, instead getting another one of their players in. But again, I think Fatal 5 really needs to play some great buddy system here. We're seeing them split up a little bit, and especially with they played very well on that last round because Blackwater went for that hot drop. You know, Blackwater going for that hot drop onto that point on Arctic on mid floor, it could have worked, but you really don't want to see that a lot of times. You know, Martini, one of our other casters, it's an inside joke sometimes talking about how hot drops are just not great, and you saw that come into fruition. They tried to get it off, but Speedster came through and just basically sweeped through all of them. Regardless, we are going to be heading into our third map, which looks to be Hideout. Apologies, folks. I think that intro did not quite work the way we want it to. Regardless, we're on to gameplay now. We do have... Looks like Fatal 5 will be starting on offense. Blackwater on defense. We're seeing that Cyclone from Toucan coming back. He has been using it pretty well. We saw that on Dam. Toucan using that Cyclone extremely well. So let's see if he can continue that trend. All Spectrals over on Fatal 5. Starting on offense, Fatal 5 just needs to get some good few rounds off and set themselves up very well on Hideout. We do see Blackwater trying to hold these points down the best they can. Drone coming in for Fatal 5. Does get some good information. Red Lion taking down that information-seeking drone. Nocturnal holding it down with him was not seen. Speedster with EMP attempting to push up. Red Lion right next to this wall breach that is about to open up as Billy takes out Toucan. Speedster is going to get hit by this nade. Red Lion ready to push out. I don't know if I would push out just yet. Wait for that EMP planter to push in before you push out. No one knows Red Lion is here just yet. So as long as he plays the patience game, he can get off. Red Lion takes out Speedster. Does also take out High Vibes. Pushing back towards the tub, uncontested. Now EMP is down outside that door. And Stained taking out 43 Cent as he tried to push into the back of the point. Blackwater set up very well to win this round, actually. But I don't want to count Fatal 5 out just yet. They can get this clutch off if they just play this well. Sleepy and Billy both need to grab that EMP and try to push in from the point. I think a B push would work out for them very well. Stained taking out Billy. Now it's just Sleepy who's getting flanked from both sides. 3 places pushing in on him, and Nocturnal takes him out. Now Blackwater claiming their first round on Hideout. We do... Blackwater claiming their first round and also not having... Not having a ton to show for it. You know, they did get that defense off. Sorry, I meant Fatal 5 not having a ton to show for it. They tried to push in on A, but I think they stalled out a little bit because of those 2 kills from Red Lion. I feel like the play might have been to switch over to A. I think they stalled out a little bit as the 2 players died, which is really rough to see. Regardless, they have a clean slate on this round, and it's only the round after pistol round. This is a really important round to get off, and they haven't snowballed yet. Blackwater has the potential to run away with this economy if Fatal 5 doesn't get this round off, but Fatal 5 is set up relatively well. Blackwater not actually holding down storage. Fatal 5 could just claim storage immediately if they really wanted to, which it looks like they do. Sleepy ready to info peek in. Red Lion holding down the point. Blackwater not even worrying about holding the exterior of the points, just worrying about holding the points. They're going to give up a lot of ground. I talked to Bob about this yesterday. You need to guard this wall into B if you can, because this will just open up the point like a tin can. Toucan does take out High Vibes as he was in front of that A window. EMP is now dropped, but I don't think Blackwater quite knows that. Stained watching the hatch very carefully. Speedster trying to push up on it, might get taken out if he's not careful. Speedster ready to push through, is going to get seen and get taken out by Stained. Suddenly a 3v5 for Fatal 5 as Sleepy looks to push over to A. 43 Cent pushing in with Billy. Now they do hold storage. They're probably going to try to blow that wall. Unfortunately, they don't have foam, as I believe the foam is on one of their teammates' dead bodies. Toucan takes out Sleepy from that A window yet again. Now it is just Billy who gets pushed in on storage. 43 Cent does take out Stained. Toucan on A along with one of his teammates, Lucy Goosey, as well as Red Lion on A. Billy takes out Toucan. Lucy Goosey trying to hold it down. Red Lion right next to it here. Unfortunately, Fatal 5 does not have the EMP. It's stuck outside. They are going to get flanked out by Nocturnal. Nocturnal takes out 1. Billy gets the refrag, but Billy is 1 tap to anything here. Runs away from the nade. Billy has only an Omen. No stim. No anything. Meanwhile, Lucy Goosey has a stim. Red Lion is at full health. Billy has his work cut out for him to get this round off. Now peeking around. Does get leaned on. Nearly gets a shot off there on Lucy Goosey. Can't get it off. It looks like he might be going for a save. Looks to be pushing upstairs towards Hatch. Maybe just trying to get a pick off. Pushes straight in the point. And Red Lion takes down Billy. An odd drop there from Billy. I think he dropped without having his gun up. It's really important to have your gun up there if you are going to be pushing in. But unfortunately, he does not. Blackwater is now up 2 on Hideout against Fatal 5. They need to get some rounds off over on Fatal 5 in order to stand a chance. Toucan maybe holding down Garage. We might see a static get put down to block off his back end. We do have a door blocker going down between Laundry and Garage. Bit of an odd door blocker you don't see too much in competitive play, but we are going to be seeing it between these two teams. Now we have... Sorry, folks. Now we have Speedster on Laundry, a drone coming in, and Incendiary, very quick Incendiary here, bit of a misuse from Blackwater, just wasting 10 seconds, you know. Blackwater wasted that Incendiary. Fatal 5 could just wait 10 seconds and go in. Speedster ready to push in on Laundry, does get head dinked through the wall. Well done to Blackwater for getting that head dink off. Red Lion does shoot out the drone. A door blocker does get shot out. Kind of a waste of a door blocker. Great nade there from Fatal 5. Will not take down Red Lion, but had the opportunity to. Toucan takes down Speedster as he tried to push in from front door. Billy checking the flank, can't get it off. A 4v5 favoring Blackwater. They're ready to try to push in. Breaching Foam is unfortunately stuck under the car. 43 Cent foaming up the wall. Blackwater ready to defend this point if they can. Red Lion stuck in the corner as Stained is behind the countertop. Wall is blown. Sleepy peeking in as much as he can. There's a smoke down. Toucan on Theater holding it down, blocking off the roam from these players. Does get taken down by Sleepy as Stained takes out High Vibes when he tried to push in. Red Lion with that smoke holding down the wall. There's actually a teammate in the corner with him. An A rotate is being called from these Fatal 5 players as Billy looks to push in. Nocturnal holding down that door blocker when it does open up. Billy does get trip mined out. Billy gets taken out by Nocturnal. Nocturnal quickly switching. Not quite sure where to look. Gets pushed in on two sides. 40% takes out Nocturnal and Stained. EMP is going to be finished out by Sleepy. Unless Red Lion has something to say about it, and he does. Blackwater claiming their third round on Hideout. Looking very strong against Fatal 5 so far, I have to say. Well done. To Blackwater, 3-0 lead here on a VRML game is nothing to scoff at, especially with their 7-3 win. They're this close to winning. They also have a relatively good economy going right now. 3 Vezins, a Marui, and a Viper on round 4 is nothing to scoff at either. Meanwhile, Fatal 5, after losing a few rounds in a row, is looking to get anything off they can. 3 Maruis, 2 Arils, trying to overpower Blackwater on their push. It's going to be rough for Fatal 5 to get this off if they can. They do have foam, they do have some nades, but no incendiaries or smoke. Smokes are really important for these pushes. They're portable cover that'll allow you to push in wherever you really want, as long as you can't get wallbangs through it. High Vibes pushing in with the drone. checking to make sure there are no roamers, and indeed, there is one roamer on the other side of the building. Toucan ready on the stairs in case anyone tries to push in. Fatal 5 does have the hatch open, so they can watch their own flank, with High Vibes and Sleepy both watching it. Billy ready to push in as well. A great nade coming from these Blackwater players, throwing an incendiary as well as 2 frag grenades. Maybe a bit of a waste. Billy looking to throw a frag grenade in, goes right into connector, but barely doesn't get the kill. Speedster takes out Stained as Stained takes out 43 Cent. Even distribution of kills there. Sleepy up on Skylight. Fatal 5 not quite sure where they want to push in. Ready to push in on B, it seems. Speedster waiting beside the blown wall. Billy as well, waiting right beside it. Nocturnal very boldly pushing straight forward towards that wall. Redline taking out Billy. Nocturnal taking out Speedster as Speedster takes out Lucy Goosey. Now it's just High Vibes and Sleepy as High Vibes takes out Nocturnal. And Sleepy finally pushing into the building from Skylight. Toucan pushing up towards bedroom. Redline in connector. Puts his gun down. Unfortunately gets his stim canceled out as he tries to heal as soon as he gets shot. Toucan takes out Sleepy on the roam. Now it's just High Vibes still out on the balcony. Rough situation to be in for Fatal 5. They have to get into the point and plant. The good play here for Blackwater would be to wait until that plant goes down. They can double push. If they just push one at a time, they give Fatal 5 the opportunity for just a couple 1v1s rather than a 1v2, which is a very favorable situation. That seems like what they're going for. Toucan gets a hits off, but Red Lion pushing from the side takes out High Vibes. Blackwater claims their 4th round in a row, and also Fatal 5's economy is not looking too good. Fatal 5 can only get 2 Vezins or Maruis, or 3. They could get 3 actually. Meanwhile, Blackwater very confidently able to go into a soft buy. 2 Vipers, 3 Vezins. Their economy actually isn't as ahead as I thought it would be because they keep losing players on these rounds. You would think they would be at full rifles now that they are 4 rounds up, but they still only can get 3. Fatal 5 can almost get more than them, and they have been losing rounds left and right so far. Quickly want to thank people in the chat. We have the Royals VR / Bolts, Money TYB, Crazen, and many others who are in the chat. Thank you all for coming out. Regardless, we are going to be getting into the next round, pushing in on bottom floor of Hideout. Fatal 5 needs to get a round off. If they can't, it's not going to end well for them when they head onto their defensive side. Very spread out offense from Fatal 5 that we've been seeing a couple times. 43 Cent pushing in on storage. Red Lion ready and waiting. Does throw a nade out, does not get the kill off on 43 Cent. Looks like an A push from most of Fatal 5. Toucan alone on point is going to get taken out by High Vibes. Suddenly could see a quick A push from these Fatal 5 players. Lucy Goosey is on back hallway, trying to get any kills off he can. Billy is place-spacing out the door, trying to figure out if there's anyone there. Billy does take out Lucy Goosey. Now a 3v3 as Red Lion gets the refrag, but 43 Cent refrags him. A 2v2. Kills getting traded left and right. Nocturnal and Stained both on A. Fatal 5, if they're... I thought they were going to push to B, but they pushed straight back to A. Oh, I thought they were going to rotate. That would have been a very good play for them, but obviously we have more more map knowledge than them right now because we can see everyone. They don't know if everyone's in A. They don't know if anyone's in B. All they know is that they need to push into these points. 43 Cent pushing around, grabbing A Marui. Sleepy staying on A, grabbing a stem. Nocturnal and Stained both trying to get any hits off they can. Sleepy getting pushed in on here. Stained is ready and waiting, pushes up, takes out Sleepy, tries to take out 43 Cent, cannot get the hit off. 43 Cent is now alone with Nocturnal. 30 seconds left on the clock. 43 Cent needs to push in and plant or push in and take out Nocturnal. He has weapons advantage. He has a Vezin, but he doesn't know where Nocturnal is, and that is really important knowledge for him. He doesn't have sound cues because Nocturnal has been very good about not running around. 15 seconds left on the clock. It looks like he's committed to trying to take out Nocturnal, and he pushes through and clutches the round for Fatal 5, putting their first round on the board. Well done by Fatal 5. Now they have a round on the board, and also they're going to have a good economy. Not as good as it could be just because they lost so many players. However, they do claim the round, which is a very important clutch for them. They worried me a little bit running the clock down that low, but they got it off nonetheless. Blackwater, now their back is a little, not up against the wall, but they aren't as secure as they were before. They are picking up 4 Vezins and a Viper. Both teams buying as much as they can because they can't save any money. If you don't know, if you're watching this for the first time, we're heading into the switch round, where on round 6, regardless of who wins, they switch sides, and economy resets 900 each. We're back to a pistol round. So it's really important to get the round off while you can before you have everything erased. Toucan is upstairs looking to maybe take out Speedster as soon as he pushes through this door. We'll see if Speedster checks upstairs. He doesn't check upstairs! And Speedster is immediately taken out by Toucan. That's a rough loss for Fatal 5 immediately, as it looks like he was roaming by the front door. He did not have EMP, thankfully, but he did hold a very important Marui for his team. That was one of their 3 higher level rifles that are now gone. And it looks like Blackwater is actually not fetching that Marui. They're instead leaving it outside that front door, pushing straight back towards the point. If I were them, I'd probably grab that for my teammate, but I think they're worried about someone else being outside. Nade comes in. 43 Cent takes out Lucy Goosey from that wall breach. Red Lion also getting hit a little bit, but not too bad. Billy is droning in unnoticed, finds 2 players in B. High Vibes taking the opportunity to push up towards B. 43 Cent trying to get some wall bangs off or some blind fire. Can't get those down. Sleepy stuck outside the point right now. Toucan now in garage is going to take out High Vibes. A great flick from him. Now going to get peeked as well. Is going to get taken out by Billy. Red Lion is flashed by the rest of these Fatal 5 players. And Nade is going to come out from Blackwater. Red Lion takes out 43 Cent. Now a 2v3. Nocturnal tries to peek the planter. Stained takes out Sleepy and finishes out this round. Blackwater 5-1 against Fatal 5. Blackwater now going onto offense is not a bad situation for Hideout, especially on pistol round. You have a great amount of choices on where you want to come in, especially on this bottom floor. The meta choice is going in from this wall breach and heading in through storage, trying to claim dominion over it. We saw Blackwater on their defense kind of just freely give up storage, but they did get it off. We'll see if Fatal 5 repeats that. Fatal 5 might want to place some players here in storage, try to block it off as much as they can. They need to prevent Blackwater from gaining any momentum. We saw that on the previous map, where they got a lot of their rounds based off of just stopping Blackwater from storming the point, because that's what Blackwater seems to like to do. They open the wall up, they immediately get in, they don't leave any time for the defenders to switch points, and sometimes it works, but a lot of the time it hasn't. Toucan ready on A window in case anyone tries to open it up like they did. Lucy throwing a nade immediately in, does not get any hits off. Speedster ready on the hatch. Sleepy is ready on the side. Toucan opening up a window, might get pushed in on by Billy if he's not careful. Sleepy takes out Lucy Goosey. Toucan barely misses with that cyclone as Red Lion takes out Sleepy. Red Lion looking to plant with Nocturnal watching his back. Speedster pushing up, does get taken out. High Vibes getting taken out by Nocturnal. Suddenly a 2v2. 43 Cent pushing up, does take out Nocturnal. Now a 1v2. Redline has a good amount of health, though, to hold this down. He needs to reload. Now it is just these players. Billy takes out Redline. The double push will work out, and Fatal 5 is going to claim their second round of Hideout. Well played from Fatal 5. Blackwater, unfortunately, just couldn't get that off. I think they didn't commit either way to one of these plays, and that kind of shot themselves in the foot. Meanwhile, looks like we have Blackwater looking to push in from maybe the meta push. I'm not quite sure. I want to take a look at the scoreboard. Right now, Billy 7-6 and 8-6 from 43 Cent. Well done to Redline. I don't know if I'm seeing that right, but Redline right now has a 5.0 KD for his team. That is fantastic. That's exemplary, especially this late in a game. You know, round 8 out of 12 to be that high up on your KD is very surprising for anyone. Well done to him. No, 10-2. 10-2-2. Fatal 5 holding down these points. They do have a roamer in Speedster downstairs. We'll see if he can get any roams off. He does hold down some SMGs. SMGs all around after pistol round. High vibes. Looking to push out. Almost gets seen by Toucan, but does not. Loosey Goosey throwing an incendiary to block off anyone roaming outside the A point, but Speedster is ready in case anyone tries to push around. These Blackwater players are none the wiser that someone is downstairs as A wall gets foamed. Loosey Goosey ready to push in. Incendiary goes down, will not take down Loosey Goosey as Speedster takes down Toucan when he tried to drop down. Now a 4v5. Loosey Goosey gets taken out by an incredible Incendiary from 43 Cent. Sleepy pushing around through the connector. EMP is now down, meaning Fatal 5 can keep a good watch on it. They don't need to worry about it going down in B. Nocturnal getting taken out by Speedster as Stain takes out Billy. Now it's just Redline and Stain trying to push around. Stain tries to push around, doesn't get anything off. Stuck on the side here, does take out High Vibe. Almost takes out that. Pushes up, takes out Speedster as Speedster turns his back. 2v2. Blackwater has a chance. Redline pushing up, gets taken out by 43 Cent. He tried to get up into the plant, but he just couldn't get it off. Stain pushes in, dies the same exact way. 43 Cent getting quite a few kills that round. Well done to him. Yeah, 43 Cent now going 11-6. Well done to him. It's great to see these players, getting good use out of their rifles, good use out of their utility. I'm still not seeing quite the utility I want, but that Incendiary from 43 Cent is definitely a step in the right direction. We are seeing some great kills on either side, especially for a bronze matchup. I want to remind everyone in the audience, these are two bronze teams that are playing very well. It's exciting to see these teams getting up and seeing what they can do. We have 9 weeks left in the season. Who knows? We might see one of these teams getting higher on the leaderboard than anyone would expect. I certainly want to see it. I like seeing these teams who are a little bit lower on the leaderboard getting this cast and seeing what they can do. It's nice to see. We have Fatal 5 looking to hold off Blackwater. They actually have no one holding Garage, not really even any utility, no trips, no proxies that I see. They do have a proxy in between these shirts here, which will help them a good bit. Fatal 5 giving up a lot of space. Stained and Redline both already in the building, looking to foam up the wall. Wall is now foamed. 43 Cent will hear that foam go off. Stained ready on the door. An Incendiary is going to go out. This is a very early Incendiary. Speedster takes out Redline. Speedster trying to get another kill. Stained takes out 43 Cent through that wall bench. Stained also taking out Sleepy from this wall breach. Some good kills from him. Theater is being held by Nocturnal. Sorry, by High Vibes, who takes out Nocturnal. but Stained is now in the point as he takes out Speedster as well. I believe at 3K. EMP needs to go down, but it's stuck in that hallway from the theater kill. Now it's just High Vibes, and Loosey Goosey takes out Billy, and Stained takes out High Vibes. Blackwater leading 6-3. Fatal 5, their backs are against the wall. They really, really need to get this round off. Not a good situation to be in for anyone, but especially for Fatal 5. They don't want a repeat of history. Last time they were going 6-3, it was on map 1 over on Dam, and then they lost that next round, and that's gotta hurt. See if they can, fix, rewrite history a little bit and get this off. I'm excited to see if they can. We have 43 Cent still going 11-7. Congratulations to him. Red Lion 10-4, not as good of a KD as he had before, but still exemplary. Over a 2.0 KD. I believe a 2.5 KD is very, very good at this point. We're seeing a good few buys from both sides. A Cadillo coming out from Speedster, not something you see every day in competitive play. A Vezin and a Marui. We are going to have a top floor peek from Speedster. We'll see if Blackwater deals with it well. Speedster ready to open this window up. It does peek out with this Cadillo. Is going to take out Loosey Goosey, and also EMP is now down. If Speedster notices, that's going to be catastrophic for Fatal 5. Speedster does not notice EMP is there, it seems, or he doesn't care. Red Lion pushing over to pick up the EMP. Does pick it up. That's unfortunate for Speedster. If they look back on this VOD, it's going to be rough for them. They had the EMP in their grasp. They couldn't hold it down. Red Lion takes out High Vibes as High Vibes takes out Stained. EMP is going down for Blackwater. Speedster switches to Laundry, cannot take out Toucan. Now it's just up to Billy and Sleepy to get this down for their team. Billy takes out Toucan up on the hatch. Sleepy trying to push in from the back. Does not take out Nocturnal. Now it is just Billy on the 1v2 to claim this for Fatal 5. If he can't get this out of their grasp, he's going to end the map, and he tries to push in. And Nocturnal will get the final kill of the match. Blackwater claims this 7-3. 7-3 map 1, 4-7 map 2, 7-3 map 3. Congratulations to this team. I'm excited to see it for Blackwater. To get this off, a 7-3 win on both maps is well done for them. Talking about overall utility, still unfortunately not seeing a ton of it. We did see some great nades, some great incendiaries. I didn't really see very many smokes. Not a lot of defensive utility either. We had some trips getting shot up, but other than that, some door blockers were not how I would want them. Regardless, both teams played extremely well. I'm happy to see this gameplay from bronze teams. I want to see them get higher up the leaderboard and especially get some good players on. They have some good team play that I can see from both of them. They did get a sub in, but then they got an actual player in and played very well. Red Lion had a 5.0 KD at some point, which is crazy for that early in a scrim and still holding in a game and holding a 2.5 KD at the end. Very, very well done from Blackwater and from Fatal 5. They just barely couldn't get it off. Regardless, I do want to thank Triangle Factory for sponsoring VRML, contributing. They have skins for us. They've contributed to the prize pool, and they've been partnered with us for quite a while. It's really nice to be partnered with a company, and a game company at that, who really cares about their community. They've created these fantastic skins for VRML, from the official VRML skin to the finalist skin to everything in between. They even have recently a gilded bundle that is not VRML, but the gilded bundle, which I think is still worth checking out from Triangle Factory. It makes some fantastic sounds, has some fantastic looks. It's one of the best looking bundles in my opinion. Regardless, very very excited to be partnered with Triangle Factory, especially with Con coming up. It's going to be super fun. I also want to thank you, the viewer, for being here, for holding down these streams, and for helping us to grow the channel. If you would give this a like, a subscribe, anything like that. I want to give a quick shout out to the rest of the people in chat. We have Darkheart, Zor12, the Royals VR. We have Sovereign Official and others here supporting these two teams, supporting VRML, and getting us to, everything we've been trying to do. I'm very excited to be here with you all and follow along with this journey. Regardless, I think that's going to do it for me tonight. I hope you all have a great rest of your night and that you enjoyed the match.
Reacher's VRML is brought to you by Helga, the esports manager, Triangle Factory. Thanks for watching VRML.